Hello everyone, this is I, and today I would like to show you how to make this design here. And this one is called Maelstrom Suzies, and I posted this design on Instagram about 4 months ago, and it's taking me such a long time to make the instruction because I just have no idea how to make the instruction for another tutor to make a tutorial. And now I have my own tutorial channel. I thought I'll attempt to show you how to make this myself. And you'll need a monster tail for this design, so get your monster tail ready and a loom hook, and you will need 5 different colors and a base color, which I'm using is black. I will be showing you how to make this one here. I think it will be easier for you to understand where the colors go if I use more colors, because the monster tail will have a lot of bands on it. If I use a lot of black or just one color, it might get too confusing to show you on the monster tail. So this is the first one I made when I first started, and you can tell from this bit here it goes left and right, left and right, left and right, and then suddenly go left and left and right again. So it's quite easy to get confused and to put two, when you looped it wrong that way. And I still can't figure out how to undo the design and get it right. So just have to be really careful you don't get it wrong to start with, or else you have to undo the whole thing unless you are able to know where it starts, where it's ends, and taking apart the wrong bit and start again. Now this is the first one I made, and then I made this one, and I think it stands out a lot more when it is black and there's less color going down in the middle. Now since then I have experimented to make I made other ones because I would like to know what combination is easier to film or easier to make. So I made lots of them, different variation of it, but I still think the best one is this one to make, and it's the prettiest out of them all. And this design is movable because of this bit here. I'll show you. You can push the band to make it thinner, so it sits thinner that way, so your bracelet actually longer, the lengthwise is actually longer when you do that. So if you don't feel like making it really long and you want to wear it that way, so good. But if you would like the bracelet to be wider, hang on, let me move those. If you want your bracelet to actually be wider instead of thinner, you will have to make your bracelet a lot longer, so you can push all this bit out to make your bracelet wider instead of thinner. I'm not sure whether you could see it, but I'll show you on this one here. This is what it looks like when it's thinner. This is what it looks like when it's thicker and wider. And all you need to do is stretch it out. And I think I perfected the bands on how to not make it too thin. When you stretch it, it must snap. So I think I did a pretty good tweak on this one. So it does need a lot of tugging and pulling before you start. So there we go. Now let's start the tutorial because I've been talking for 6 minutes. Alright, now we need a monster tail, and we're going to start with a band going this way. Actually, I've started it wrong already. Now it goes that way. First one. And second one. This is your base color band. So we will do our 5 colors. So you start off with the horizontal one and the vertical one. Now you just basically lift all your black or your base color to lock in your first section. Okay, now that's your first bit locked in. Now you need your second color. Stretch out, and from that to that. Now you need to pick up your bottom band, the first layer, stretch it over to the other side and place it under your first layer, and turn your hook around and pick up the first layer on the other side and lift it, bring it back this way and put it back. So we're basically crossing the bands. When we finish doing that, I'm going to go inside the second layer, pick up the first layer and drop it in. So you pick up, going in your second layer and pick up your first layer and dropping it in. Now this is the tricky bit that you have to do, just that bit there, and then you just pick up this one at the top and just drop it in. We're not going to be playing with those bands until we finish our whole section. So we're going to lay our second section now. Not section, third layer, but it just followed the same pattern. So cross. Now we're doing the same thing again. Pick up the bottom band, stretch it all the way over to the other side. Okay, dropping it onto the bottom and pick up the same color band on the other side and pulling it back over this way. And then going inside from the first band and lift the second band and drop it in. So going inside, lift our bottom band and dropping it in. Don't worry about it like being all twisted. It will sit properly afterwards. Now, and then you pick up this band here, drop it in. You have to be very careful you don't lose your bands. So now we have 3 colors. Our 4th color. Okay, we always go this way first and then this way. Now we repeat again. Pick it up from the bottom, pull it over, dropping it onto the bottom. I'll turn it around and show you. So you drop it around down to the bottom. So you pick up the middle band, which is the same color. You lift it and move it back to the bottom on the other side. So both sides looks the same. Now we'll have to going inside the top band and lift the bottom band out and drop it. Going inside the top band and lift the bottom band out, drop it. Oops. Now when you finish those 2 bands, doing those 2, and you lift the 3rd one, drop it. So now we have 4 colors. We're doing our 5th color. So 1 band across and the other one go across this way. Now we'll lift the bottom band over to the other side and drop it onto the bottom, and we pick up the middle band, which is the same color, and lift it and move it over to the other side. I'm going inside our first band, the top band, and then lift the bottom band out. I'm going inside our top band and lift the bottom band out and drop it. Okay, that bit's done. So now we're going to lift this band and release. So now we have 5 colors. After the 5 color, 5th colors, we're gonna get our base band again to close. So whichever way you stretch it, it's fine. Just remember it goes across that way first and then this way. Now, doing the same thing again, lift the bottom, move it across, dropping it onto the bottom, and pick up the middle band, bring it back and dropping it again. Going inside your top band, picked up your bottom band, dropped it inside your monster tail, pick up your top band, lift the bottom band and dropped it inside. Now do the same on that band, lift it up, drop. Okay, now this is our first section finished. We finished it by lifting this band, okay, lifting it off without twisting it. I'm going to place it on the top bar here, top peg, this way, and I'm going to lift this one off the peg and just moving it in here. So it sits in there like that. You pick it up without twisting it, you just move it over and dropping it in here, and you push it down. Now there's 6 bands over here. We're going to grab 2 bands. I'm going to push our hook through and pull. This is hard to film. Pull this 2 bands over into, oh dear, into the 6 bands. And closing it. So don't worry too much about it being twisted, okay? Just have this in all your 6 bands and hold on to this bit so it doesn't come off the bottom. You're going to lift the section off and place those 4 bands back on the peg. Okay, 4 bands back on the peg. So you just lift those bits off, the 6 bands off, and put this 4 bands back on your peg. Okay, so now that's our first section finished. So that's one section finished. Now we need to turn it around so it goes the other way. So your 4 bands where your 6th band was will be, before it was the bottom that we didn't play with, and now it's the top. So we're going to start all over again. I'm going to start with our pink. And then we'll lift those 3 bands there and push it down. Now pull that over. And the reason I'm using the base bands is so you can tell the difference, because we have our 6 different bands on top, and the 3 at the bottom will be the black ones that which we have to lift over. It's easier just to tell there's 3 bands there instead of them being all black. Alright, now we'll finish that section, like the first layer, sorry, and we're going to do this. I'm going to take that 4 bands, lift it over, and be careful you don't lose your first layer. Lift it over, release. Might be a bit tight, but yep, your 4 bands in there. So it's very important you lay this band first and then this one. If you lay this one, this long band first, your whole thing's gonna slide through. So that's our first color done. So we're gonna do our second color now. Second color. So we repeat the same pattern again. Lift the band, the bottom band, dropped it at the bottom on the other side, and picked up your middle band and flipped this one over and dropped it at the bottom. Then we go inside the top band and lift the bottom band up and drop it in. Going inside your top band, lift the bottom band up. Make sure you don't lose that band, and pick that one up and dropping it. And now we need to pick the bottom band up and releasing it into the middle as well. Now you can push your bands down a little bit. Okay, so you got your 2 colors and your black. So we're gonna push it down nice and neatly. We're gonna do our 3rd color. Now, first going this way, another one going this way. Alright, doing the same thing again. Lift the bottom band, going over, dropping it at the bottom. Lift the middle band, come back over, dropping it at the bottom, and you go in your first top band and lift the bottom band out and drop it in the middle. Lift your top band and lift the bottom band and dropping it in. So this one you just do a normal stitch, pick it up, the bottom band, drop it in. Got 3 layers. Now our 4th color, going this way and this way. Now pick up, dropped, pick up, drop. Gosh. Alright. I messed up. Just looking at the camera. Now, going inside, picked up the bottom band, let go of it. Go inside, pick up the bottom band, drop. Now, this one, just pick up the bottom band, dropped in. Okay. Now, we're doing our last color on this section. Pick up, over, dropped, second band, coming back this way, drop, going inside, pulling out the bottom band, in, pick up the bottom bands, dropped. Go this way, pick up the bottom band, just dropping it. Okay, there we go. We're done our section. Now, the first section is a bit different from the second. The second section here is actually what you'll be doing from now on. Okay, you need to pick up your 3 bands at the bottom and pull it over, dropping them in. So, let me show you an example. I'll show you this example. The 3 bands here is there's 3 bands here. There's 3 bands where you could move the design around. Okay, so 3 bands, stretch, dropped, and we're going to come back to this bit here to close. Lift, and then you close and lift. You're dropping it in there without twisting it. Okay, 3 bands. Okay, I think I've actually that's okay, that will do for now. I think you'll get the idea. I don't need to make them all the same colors. There we go. I'm gonna go inside our 5 bands. When we first started, we have 6 bands, and I actually used a base color to finish, but this time I didn't. So we're just gonna put this over like that. Lift. Make sure you hold on to that middle bit so the rest don't come off. And then you put your 4 bands onto your peg and have a good look before you release your hook that they are in there properly. Okay, now this is what it looks like now. So it's going this way on the left and then that way on the right. So the bottom 4 bands is where we will start again. I'll start our whole design again. Now I'll place that band over and stretch a long one over. Now you lift your 4 bands, okay, your 4 bands, and releasing it, holding that down and releasing it into the middle. That's your first layer, and then the second. This is getting to be a bit of a long video because it's time consuming to make this design, and I've never made a monster tail tutorial before. Probably I am a bit slow with it, so I hope you can follow through with the whole tutorial. So we're lifting, like we're going into the top and lifting out the bottom band and dropping it in the middle, just like we did with the layering of the section. Okay, So this time, instead of black, we have 3 purple because I didn't lay the black, which I should be laying the 6th layer. I only lay 5 layers. Okay, so you have those 3 purple bands. You push it down and you have the first layer and your second layer. And then we'll do our 3rd layer. So it's really up to you how many layers of band you want on this design. The more bands, the curvier the shape is. So now I think you get the idea of this bit now, so I'm just going to go doing this a bit faster. Alright, we got 1 through 3 and we're doing our 4th layer. Fourth layer stretched out. Now I did a 6th layer because I think that's the maximum you could fit nicely onto one peg, including the 3 at the bottom. I think 6 is the maximum you could fit onto one peg. You could do more if you want to. You just pile it on top of your monster tail. So yeah, and there we go. Our next layer. There we go. That's our 5th layer. Pull it back. Drop, going inside and lift the bottom. Going in and lift the bottom out. Now, it's the best that you do it from one side to the other, the same way all the way through. There's a slight difference that it's really hard to tell when you finish the design, but yeah, if you do it the same way, you have a nice and neater design. If you going left and right at different times, your design will be a bit different. Yeah, you'll find out if you're gonna have an experiment. Now, 5 bands. I'm not going to do the base band on top, the 6th layer. I'm just going to do 5 layers. Now you lift your three bands at the bottom up. Make sure you don't lose all these 5 bands. Hold it down, lift your bands, 3 bands over and dropping it in. Okay, now I'm coming to close this side again, the top. Lift, push it through, down, lift, just placing it down. Okay, don't twist it, don't overlap like going twist, just picked it up, dropped. Now we have our 5 colors here. We're gonna get our base color and hook it through again, like that. Pull it through, close, holding it tight, pick them all out, pull, and then drop it back in again. There we go. There we go. That's what a design looks like. Now I will I'll show you how to close the design after. You have to start again from your 4 bands, okay? Just remember to do that. And there we go. And you pick your bands up and dropping it in. You do your layers again, all over again. So just go back to the second section of the video and repeat your steps again, okay? And now this is what I've prepared earlier. All you need to do is put it on a plate and get some peanut butter. No, I'm just kidding. Now you picked up your bottom 3 bands when you finish your section. Well, it's actually like the top 3 bands, and looped it over, dropping it in. And grabbing your 2 bands. Yikes.